Brothers in Arms is very important to us. So rather than rush things out and compromise on our objectives, we really hunker down and make the game that we wanted to make. It's about the history of the 101st Airborne in World War II, and Brothers in Arms Hell's Highway focuses on Operation Market Garden, which was the largest airborne invasion in history. And it was a big deal. The guys were trying to cut through the German lines, trying to break through and end the war by Christmas. And the Germans counterattacked, and they surrounded the corridor, and they crushed it. And to the Allies that fought there, it became known as Hell's Highway. We do a lot of different kinds of research. We've purchased aerial reconnaissance photos from the British government that allow us to lay out all of the environments exactly as they were. You could memorize the game spaces, and you could probably go to Holland and get a job as a tour guide. It's pretty accurate. We've got guys on the internet that have figured out exactly where everything's taking place and showing us photos of what it looks like today. We love first-person shooters. I've been making first-person shooters since the genre first existed, and each time we come, we try to bring some new things. So Brothers in Arms is the only game of its kind where you actually lead the other men that are in the battlefield, and there's a very simple interface that you can use to command multiple squads. You have a fire team, an assault team, a heavy weapons team, and you could use a simple interface to tell men to shoot at the enemy or move there or take cover or flank them. And it's a lot of fun to use those tactics.
Quick, set up over there.
Yeah, most games are about a reaction time skill test, all the bullets that the enemy shoots hits me, and then when I wait a second my skin regrows like I'm Wolverine or something. And that makes sense in Halo where there's a shield, but it doesn't make sense when you're a soldier, and it's supposed to be plausible and realistic. So we've come up with a new system to represent threats and risk, and the game design's solid, but it's a new context. It's much more plausible. Real tactics is about fire and maneuver. And so in real life, when you're being shot at, you don't want to be shot at. So you try to get down, you try to hide, and this is what soldiers do. And so in real combat, the goal is to pin the enemy. And they're going to stay in place. They can't get up and run away because you shoot them in the back. And so they get stuck, and they're pinned behind their cover. Once you've got them there, then you use other elements to maneuver. So one team keeps up the fire, and another team gets around behind them and takes them out. So you'll see this red dot appear over enemies. It first helps you remember where the targets are, and secondly, it tells you how much danger you're in. When it's a red circle, it tells you red threat. They're shooting at you. But if you put fire on their position, you can empty it, and it starts to turn gray. And if you can completely empty that suppression meter, that means you're putting enough fire on them where that enemy is not a threat. They're pinned. They're hidden. In most games, everybody's always ready. Everybody's always in combat. But we've kind of created this automatic posturing system. So when you're sneaking around, when maybe you know where the enemy is, you can see him, but you're not engaging in that enemy, and the enemy doesn't know where you are, everybody will automatically be quiet. You and your allies will use whispers to communicate. When you give signals, you use hand signals and whispers. The allies will be crouched when you maneuver them around, and everybody's trying to stay hidden. It's called a stealth posture. But when bullets start flying, everybody will be screaming and yelling their orders to make sure they're heard over the noise of combat. When you're on patrol, there's a different posture. Your gun is in your hands, you can lift it up and be ready, but you're not really aware of any enemy. And so maybe they're in stealth posture, but you're walking around in patrol. And the minute something happens, you can jump and be in combat. Or if you notice somebody, you can quickly shift into a stealth posture. And I don't have to press any buttons to make this happen. It's all automatic. You see, the AI acts like a trained soldier, and it understands how these men would actually act in these situations and takes care of it all for you.
Let's go!
I think that one of the missions that we have when we make the Brothers in Arms is that we're trying to use this medium to live that fantasy, to wonder what it's like to be in that test, to wonder what it's like to be in war, and to fulfill that as much as we can. So we want to recreate the real places, and we want to experience the real human drama of what these squad leaders and what these soldiers faced. And it's real stuff. I mean, yes, it's a video game, yes, it's entertainment, but what these men experienced was not a joke, and we're trying to bring that through in the game. So Brothers in Arms is a very cinematic experience, and it's strong in storytelling. The concept of the brotherhood between soldiers is what this is all about. When we talk to veterans, and this sunk in really hard for us, when they communicate about what makes them stand up, aim their gun, and shoot at another man, and what made them face the threat and danger of being killed. And maybe at the beginning when they sign up, it's about duty and honor and country and all that, but over and over what they talked about is that it's about the guy next to them. Nobody wanted to be the coward. Nobody wanted to let down their buddy. And that's where the title comes from, Brothers in Arms, and that's what we recreate in the game.